More than 30 years after his time at Top Gun, Captain Pete "Free Thinker" Mitchell is filling in as a U.S. Naval Force aircraft tester. As Rear Admiral Chester "Sledge" Kane weighs to deal with shut down the hypersonic, Dark Star, scramjet program and divert the assets to Ramble programs, Maverick flies the model to its speed unbiased. Then, at that point, drives further into high hypersonic speed, obliterating it. Kane needs to ground Maverick for his carelessness, yet rather sends him to Nas North Island as a Top Gun teacher compelled of Maverick's companion and previous opponent, Admiral Tom Iceman Kazansky, the commandant of the U.S. Pacific Fleet. Dissident is requested to prepare a tip-top gathering of F.A-18E, F Super Hornet pilots collected by Vice Admiral Bo, Twister, Simpson and Rear Admiral Solomon, Warlock, Bates for a pressing mission to bomb a far-off country's unsanctioned uranium improvement plant. The plant sits in a profound gloom toward the finish of a gully and is protected by surface-to-air rockets and fifth-age Su-57 warriors working from a close-by airbase. Nonconformist plans an assault with 2 sets of Super Hornets, which will fly through a gulch and obliterate the plant. The pilots at first rebuke Maverick, especially Lieutenant Jake, Executioner, Saracen and Lieutenant Bradley, Chicken, Bradshaw, the child of Maverick's late closest companion and Rio Nick, Goose, Bradshaw. As the pilots train for the mission, erosion creates among Hangman and Rooster, who detests Hangman's careless demeanor towards his partners, while Hangman reprimands Rooster's watchfulness. As the pilots notice Maverick, they reconsider and combine around him. Nonconformist likewise reunites with previous sweetheart Penny Benjamin, to whom he uncovers that Rooster's currently dead mother made him vow to hold her child back from flying, and impeded Rooster's application to the Naval Academy, hampering his vocation. Dissident later meets with Iceman, who has throat disease and fundamentally conveys by composing on a PC. Consoling Maverick about showing the group, he spends away days after the fact, and Maverick alongside the pilots, go to his burial service where a missing man development is noticed. With Iceman dead, Cyclone eliminates Maverick as mission coach and sets new boundaries that are safer on approach yet more dangerous on exit. Notwithstanding, Maverick makes an unapproved trip of the reenacted course with the first boundaries, demonstrating that it very well may be finished. Tornado is persuaded and hesitantly selects Maverick as strike pioneer. Free Thinker picks the mission group and coordinates himself with Phoenix and her WSO Bob, while Rooster is matched with Payback and his WSO Fanboy. Executioner and the excess pilots are placed on backup. The group dispatches from the plane-carrying warship USS Theodore Roosevelt while the directed rocket cruiser USS Leyte Gulf fires Tomahawk Voyage rockets to obliterate the airbase close to the plant. The group arrives at the plant and obliterates it, yet is gone after by surface-to-air rockets and a couple of watching Su-57 felons. At the point when Rooster runs out of countermeasures, Maverick forfeits his fly to safeguard him and launches. Trusting Maverick to be killed in real life, the excess airplane returned to the transporter. Against orders, Rooster turns around and saves Maverick from a Mi-24 helicopter gunship, yet is fired somewhere near another surface-to-air rocket and discharges close by. The two rejoin and head towards the obliterated airbase, where they take a F-14 Tomcat and make a beeline for the transporter. Nonconformist and Rooster kill 2 blocking Su-57s, yet a third shows up as they run out of ammo and countermeasures. Executioner shows up from backup to destroy the Su-57, and the planes return to route for the transporter, where Maverick and Rooster accommodate. Some time after the mission, Maverick and Rooster cooperate on a P-51 Mustang at a shelter close to the test office where Maverick was recently positioned. Penny shows up with her girl Amelia, and Maverick has a good time with her in the P-51. Chicken strolls to a photograph board and recognizes a photograph of their main goal's prosperity, close by a photograph of his late dad and a more youthful Maverick.